Good morning, Paul Spakans. How are we doing today? Happy Green Day. What's going on, Paul Spakans? How are we doing out there in crypto land? Today's been an absolute great day. With the end of the week nearing, with Friday coming as a close, we have some green on the charts. This week's been phenomenal for our business. It's been phenomenal for crypto. I am blurry, and I do not know why. Let's see if we can get that to adjust. There we go. And this is going to be your show today, guys. We are here to cut through the narratives. We are here to bring the good word of crypto to our entrepreneur friends and the crypto space to let them know this is the opportunity of their lifetime to change their family tree if they so desire and want to participate in the most highest appreciating asset class known to mankind. Let's go out there and get it. And we're going to use cryptocurrency as a wealth creation tool and then use real estate as a wealth preservation tool. And guys, we are having some little bit of green on the charts today in Pulse Chain land. So that's always fun to see. You know, it's funny because I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Was it yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Richard Hart tweeted talking about, hey, we're almost at the levels of SEC FUD. This is not financial advice. Like literally, that was his tweet. Like, hey, we're at these levels, but this isn't financial advice. I was like, huh, interesting stuff there. I don't know if it meant anything. That's when I did deploy my DCA though. And I got into the market at that point. So yeah, I mean, I was already in the market, but I had a bullet on the sidelines waiting to be deployed for my DCA, and I deployed when he tweeted. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That doesn't mean that Rack and Michelle or somebody else can come over and smack that price down as hard as they could. Hey, I'm okay with that. Every single chain has their VCs. Look at Solana, man, and they're able to pump with massive VCs dumping on everyone's head. So I am pretty confident that our ecosystem can pump even with people like Rack and Michelle or anybody else, like a Nick Cherry. I think Nick Cherry's out though, but someone like to his statue can dump on our heads. Yeah, let him do it, man. And let him do it while we're pumping. So that way, you know, we can go and experience the mad gains when we go into price discovery without these guys. Get them out, right? Like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me or faze me one bit. These other ecosystems have their VCs and we have them too. So, all right. Well, I'm going to drop the invite link in the chat. Dane will be joining us here in a little bit. Let me go put this in. You guys, this is your stream today. This is Open Mic Friday where you could come on and talk about anything money, anything crypto, anything real estate. You can come and argue with us about why we think real estate is better than T-shares in the bear market. Let's do it. I don't mind that at all. Or we could talk about how crypto is the greatest opportunity known to man right now in this part of the cycle. So more than happy to talk about any of this stuff with you guys. It's an absolute blast of a time when we have Open Mic Fridays. So yeah, let's go ahead and visit the chats a little bit and see what is going on with you guys. We got Mr. Gingerbread Man. What up, bro? Hey, we are here and ready, man. I know you've been ready, bro. You've been DCAing. You've been playing the game. I know you were out touching grass for a little bit. That's good. Spending time with family, taking some vacation time. It's absolutely awesome. I'll be doing that, guys, next week. I'm going to be out of the box for a week. We're going to go and spend some time on these little islands out right off of Puerto Rico, the mainland. They the name from this, they're called the Spanish Virgin Islands. But we're going to go spend some time there. We're going to spend 2 nights on one and 3 nights on another. So like total of 6 days. We're going to be doing some kayaking through the bioluminescent bay, which is supposed to be one of the brightest bays in the world. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do some scuba diving out there. We're going to do some hiking. We're renting some Jeeps. And we're going to go all over those little islands and explore and just kind of like basically touch grass, right? Just kind of veg out. Release ourselves from you know, what's going on in the real world and hang out, man, and just kind of unwind. I'm looking forward to it. I'm taking my whole family out there. So not only my brother and sister are coming to visit, but like me go ahead and there we go. But then my immediate family, we're going to go out there. We're just going to have a great old time. And so I'll be out of the box all next week. Not sure if Dane will be coming on and doing any streaming, but yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. So I am looking forward to that. Norbert, what up, bro, man? How are you today?
Very well, thank you. And nice to hear that you are looking forward to some quality time with your family.
Yeah, can you guys
I'm a
pump
bit jealous, man.
Can you guys pump the crap out of the pulse chain chart while I'm gone? And then that way I can come back into some nice green candle. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, let's see how that works
This,
out. 1 week, like that 1 week would be like, hey, I got my DCA in before I went. I might even pull. I have a liquidity position right now, and I'm kind of pondering, do I want to pull that liquidity position just because I don't want to have to because I have like stop losses for myself. If Inc were to start running up against Pulse X, I'm going to pull those LPs. I'm like, man, if we start pumping really hard while I'm out there, I could miss that opportunity. But it's these are first world problems, right?
yeah, as long as you do part of it, not the whole bag, then should be okay. Because I'm sure you're gonna be pretty happy with either of them. Either Ink or Pose X. The question is which one's gonna run harder. That's a good question.
What is your thoughts? I wanted to speculate on this on today's show. Obviously RH, they got him and his attorneys got the response from the SEC for motion to dismiss. And then he responded, RH did, was like, hey, SEC is still trying to sue software. Like, to me, it's like the biggest effing joke. Like, it sounds like to me they didn't adjust their lawsuit saying that they're suing like the Hex Corporation, Pulse Chain Corporation. What is your speculation around that, man? Obviously, we don't know what the response to the dismissal. We don't know what it says, right? It was left in private, which is fine. Oh, we can speculate on it, right? We got to speculate on it. And it was funny that RH came out and was like, hey, they're suing software. Like, we knew that. Well, it sounds like they haven't really pivoted their stance to me. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Incompetence and desperation, if I have to use two words.
I like that, man. That is absolutely 120% true because I mean they've been just getting L after L after L, and that is from incompetence, and then them pursuing further is desperation. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was becoming a concierge back in the days, I hardly could speak English, very basic. When I came to London, and this guy Tony, he taught me everything about London and how to be a good concierge, customer service, everything. And he was saying that use the least amount of words and give the most amount of information whenever you communicate with everyone to be effective. So that's why I use those two words. But
I love that.
Going a bit deeper on that, it's pretty weak because where were you when all those Mashinsky and all these other guys were doing whatever they wanted to do back in the days, and then they were doing it in front of your nose, like so. Then, in my eyes, that guy is not the right person for the job, because you can see many American senators questioning his ability to run the department effectively and holding certain people accountable for their actions, and also keeping the customers' well-being and protection as the main priority. Oh, hey, Dane.
What's up, guys?
Made it to the party.
I made it, man. We're here.
Nice one. Good.
I'm excited. 2 green days in a row. Maybe everything isn't dead after all, right?
Yeah, hope so, because my wife is keep asking. So how is our
Your wife?
And I'm like, when last time was around 11 grand my balance, yeah, and I was like, oh, this is the lowest, we're not gonna go lower than this. And then like 2 weeks later, another 20% drop, and I'm like, please don't ask me how is the portfolio doing.
My wife, I've showed her my portfolio twice, and that was like on massive pump day, on massive pump weeks. I showed her once when Hex went to 12 cents. And then I showed her on the little altcoin season we had in January. I showed her then too. So like I only showed her the top. I'm like, look, honey, you see this? That's why we're in Puerto Rico. Like, you get it now? Oh,
well, if I show my portfolio to her, that would be another sentence is following it. You see, that's why we're still working.
You only got to show her the top, man. Don't show her when we're down in the dirt, man. Don't talk about it. Be like, honey, I'll show you in a couple months. I got you, okay? Don't worry about this. I got you in a couple months. Ask me again, and I will show you the portfolio. Don't show them the down and dirty, man. Only show her the tops.
No comment. I'm not gonna. No comment.
I hope your wife's not watching.
Just in case your wife is watching it, yeah.
We're in a lot of trouble if that's the case.
Oh man, that's funny though. Yeah, I mean it's funny, like just emotional management in general, right? Like in fact, I feel happy for my wife that she doesn't go through the emotional rigor that we have, right?
No, not even close.
It's like, look, I've set the expectations. The plan has always been to sell sometime next year, and so she says, "How are we looking?" And I say, things are going according to plan. Our plan is to sell next year. That's our plan. That hasn't changed. Simple and easy.
There's no dollar amounts tossed around there, Dane.
I mean, before when I was sacrificing for Pultex and I thought I'd be a multimillionaire by now, there was, but I have not since then. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore.
Oh man, it's great. That is great. Guys, come on stream. I dropped the StreamYard in the chat. This is your show. Where was the guy from yesterday's show who was saying that I was wrong about T-shares not being a bear market hedge, and real estate being a bear market hedge?
Right.
Oh yeah, Fame had a nice pump today. It absolutely did. They launched the news of the V2 contract. They are going to do a few things different on the V2. One thing is they're going to implement where small players could come in and do long and shorts with fees being adjusted accordingly, and make it available to a very small player. So someone who wants to come in with $100 and short and long, it would make sense for these small players now. They're going to do a lot. Yeah. Huh. They're doing a lot more due diligence, or they have to have a track record with Fame if they're a big player. They're not going to let a big player just come in and do a leverage short for $100,000 anymore, because somebody can manipulate these markets with the low liquidities, especially something like Hex. Think about Hex, how low liquidity it is, and someone can come smash down the price who's a massive player, and they got this big giant short over on Fame. And even with the 3-hour window that they had, it just wasn't enough. And so now they're going to be implementing where you have to have a track record with them. You might have to have a certain amount of Fame token stake. You have to go through basically them now to put these kind of trades in. You got to be someone who's credible, someone who's not in there manipulating the market. They know who those guys are who manipulate the market. In fact, I know who one of them is. I know who one of them is too. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. And so so they're going to be implementing that. And then they're going to be bringing in Solana. Solana is going to be in their PHLP now.
You can short or long Solana?
You could short and long Solana now too. So Solana is going to be implementation into.
I like it. Yeah, if you could provide a tool to where there's a lot of people looking, I think it's great.
Yeah, exactly, and maybe it's they have some forward-looking plans on bringing more Solana type stuff in their ecosystem. I don't know. I'm not. He didn't really elaborate too much on that. He just wanted. He said the main point was in the PHLP token. He wanted it to be not just like right now. It's just all exposure in RH assets or Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. Like that's the PHLP makeup. He wanted to bring in something that was kind of like middle ground, and he felt like
you'd have some exposure to Solana now
was a good middle ground of like bringing in for some exposure to try to get this PHLP token where it should have some good upside potential now, even if the RH assets were not doing as well. And vice versa, right? Like if RH assets do really well, and it just brings another element of exposure into that token. So yeah, it's they're going to be launching this within the next few days. They've already got the thing built out, the V2, and we'll see if what it does. They've already got. They also said that they have other things they're building in the background too. So I wouldn't surprise me if they came out with a new iteration of fiat here down the road. You can speculate all you want on that, guys. If you were wanting to buy some fiat, I mean, it's always buy the rumor, sell the news, right? And today was the news event for Fame. So you could kind of like, I could come up with my own theory that, well, this is kind of a rumor now of fiat being that they're building other things and still building on top of stuff. So you could kind of, come up with your own conclusions on that. But yeah, I'm glad that they're still innovating. I'm glad that they're still building. I'm glad that they're still like doing good by Pulse Chain. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it helps the price performance of all their assets in the long run.
Yeah, what is this candle? Yeah, it's like a 50% move. That's pretty good. Nice. Yep. Good for those guys. It's good to see the price chart doing something. This thing has struggled. It has struggled. But it looks like pretty well all the other charts, right, in crypto right now. It looks like it's bottoming, which is beautiful. That's great. Good for those guys. Yeah, I'm excited. I like their platform. I think it's an important one to be able to have out there. A lot of people want that stuff, so I think it's important. It's good to see that price chart looking like it's going to bottom. When does the true DeFi stuff with with market fit, when does that stuff actually pump? When does an Aave pump? When does some of that? It'll be interesting to see.
We haven't seen it yet, so it's anyone's guess, right? Like, do we continue in this bull run and it's like meme coin mania still, or is it like, do we get some bids on these utility type protocols? Now over on Pulse Chain, we'd like to see it on Ethereum too, because that would tell you the market is starting to warm up to this and starting to pump these other type of assets, and then that might trickle over into Pulse Chain. But we need to see more usage, and I think that's another reason why he brought in Solana. Because now, like part of the problem is it's just we're not getting like a lot of usage. There's not a lot of use case for these assets, and not a lot of people are using them. So maybe if by bringing Solana, then it opens a new set of volume. Yeah, get more volume. Now the question remains though, like just because you open up another ecosystem doesn't mean you're going to pump. In fact, sometimes it destroys you. Look at Gophers. Gophers got freaking wrecked when they went over to Solana. Wrecked. It destroyed. I feel like it destroyed them. They were doing just fine on Pulse Chain and Ethereum, and then they went over to Solana and it just got completely demolished. And they demolished the price charts over here too. So I don't know, man. Going over to other ecosystems is not always the best thing. I mean, look at Zen. Zen's like, whoa, we'll launch on every single chain. Well, you're absolutely wrecked. You're destroyed. Like you should have stuck to Ethereum. So I don't know if that's the best thing, but we'll see. Like, because they're not, Fame is not going to be the best at marketing to Solana folks. Like, how are you going to get the word out to Solana guys that you got this new GMX fork? In fact, Solana has a GMX fork already.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Crypto Banter talks about that GMX fork. So like that's your top competitor over there. Like how are you going to compete with those guys? I don't know. Like, and maybe they have a plan. I hope they do. But like, by you adding another chain doesn't do shit, in my opinion. It doesn't. In fact, all it does is hurt you because you do lose. I'm not saying this is what's happening with Fame, but that's what happened with Gophers. You lose faith in your current investor pool. So you have these current investors who are very hardcore pulse chain, and then you go over there and go, okay, well, we're going to add Solana. That's what I feel like happened. And then like your current investor pool is like, oh, F you, then I'm selling you down or I'm selling you up. I don't want nothing to do with you. And you didn't pick up any activity over in Solana or the adoption on Solana. Now it's a double negative.
Right.
So
it sounds like, if I'm not mistaken, the PH guys, they're just including it in the mix. They're not like having a separate
faith in investors.
Know?
Yeah, I just hope it's not the same scenario because I feel like you have these pulse chain like maxis or these pulse chain like, and you have whales in our ecosystem and sharks that are very, very like they're very I mean they're not like maxis, but they're loyal to pulse chain. We know them day and night here in Puerto Rico, and they're big whales in that ecosystem. And so it'd be curious to see how that mulls over. Like even like Dylan today, he did not know what was going on until Buck announced it in the Twitter chat. Like it was all new. So it's good for price performance right now. We'll see if it's good for price performance later. I would like to. I hope so. I love those guys. I love Buck. I love the team over there. I love the community. I love those guys, what they're doing, what they're building. I want to see them have success. And so this is not FUD by any stretch of the measure, but you got to look at both sides of the coin here. And we've seen these things play out. So, yeah, I mean, enjoy the pump whites here for sure.
Yep. Agreed. What's up, Gingerbread Man? Can you hear us all right?
We're here. I've got to tell you guys a little story real quick.
Let's do it.
Once upon a time, there was a guy that was persecuted heavily because he couldn't choose what church he wanted to go to. So he decided to take a boat and go across the big ocean. And he came to this wonderful land of many opportunity. And holy crap, that's where we are in Pulse Chain. We're being fudded. We're being shoved down. We're being persecuted. We can't choose what chain we want to use because everybody else is going well. And then we go and we find the gold mine. And holy crap, it's the greatest discovery in the history of ever. And here we are. And honestly, man, that's where I feel like we are. I really feel like it's where we are. We have this great discovery. It's brand new. Nobody thinks it's cool. And then everybody comes over and they say, holy crap, this is actually amazing. I wish I was in earlier. And Christopher Columbus is leading the charge, and we appreciate his service. And we're excited for Richard to take us home.
I'm telling you, I thought it was really cool. Did you guys see Richard's tweet about the front ends that were getting hacked? Mm-hmm. I was in the camp that I thought it was kind of, once again, this is just me being not knowing what I don't know. I thought it was kind of a, I don't know. I have not ran the code on my own computer for PulseX. I just used the My Pinata button on PulseX on the front end, and I go over there and I'm like, this is dumb. When am I ever gonna download this and use it on my own computer?
I've done it.
Great example recently with these other front ends getting hacked of why it could make a lot of sense to start doing that. So I need to download it and consider doing that. But yeah, it was nice to actually see a real world example. Richard is back to his own old antics, calling out problems, telling people not to suck any middleman D. It's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Not to suck any D. Not to suck any D, man.
Hopefully, yeah. And hopefully we can get him to come on live stream and say that sometime.
Right.
Man, but I tell you what, this time around, it's nice to have another opportunity to go and make a splash if you want to.
Yeah, I agree.
The SEC stuff, man, I wasn't confident enough. I didn't know enough about crypto cycles to be able to go and like confidently put money in. But holy crap, it's different now. I'm ready to rock.
I love it. Yeah, and what is your guys' thoughts? I would love to hear your opinion, Dane, and maybe even Gingerbread Man. We kind of heard from Norbert. So we were waiting for that dismissal or the response for the dismissal. We were waiting for a dismissal. I didn't think it was going to be dismissed. But then it was held in private, and then RH comes back and goes, oh, SEC is still trying to sue code or sue software. Still trying to sue software. I I'm thinking basically the response, they're still saying there's a Hex Corporation, a pulse chain company.
Yeah, they must not have taken that out, right?
What is your thoughts of that? For me, it's bullish because like they're suing something that's not there. But is that what you guys kind of thought of that, or what did you make of that?
I'll start. I thought it was kind of. I thought it was kind of. I would love to actually see the documentation of what it is that they're trying to say there, because like we've talked about a bunch, right? There is no Hex Corporation, there is no CEO. What they're going to try to do and what they're actively trying to do is say that Richard is the CEO and Richard is the one that, you know, that is the top of all those. So that's the argument there. I mean, maybe you keep them in if you're the SEC to be able to continue to try to have multiple things to pin on Richard. But gosh, like, I think it's pretty fascinating to say, you know, if you're Richard, you're like, oh, you know, there is no board, there is no corporation, there is no team. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. Now, there's a lot of case law, and you see it in real estate, you see it in other places where the idea of somebody doing something is enough to hold them accountable for certain actions. And so, you know, I think we probably end up somewhere in the middle rather than the case just magically getting dismissed and everything going beautifully. I mean, I think that it's a reasonably sound approach to say, hey, Richard is the one that's the founder of all this. He raised all the money for it. He's the one that's in charge. You know, like, I think that's a pretty easy case to make at face value. I think that if you had a jury would probably see that also. And so, you know, it really comes down to me in my mind was, did Richard keep the money clean so that it wasn't used for his own personal gain? If he can show that, then I think the rest of it kind of falters. But otherwise, if he didn't keep the money clean, then he probably ends up paying a fine and we move on. So I think that's probably what it comes down to.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Gingerbread Man?
Yeah, I saw something interesting, a comment on, I think it was one of your videos or your streams, or maybe it was Sami, I don't remember. Anyway, there was a comment that I thought was potentially on point. It said, you know, I think the SEC is doing all this different stuff, particularly, of course, against Richard, because they just want to be able to get more money in before things take off in everything. And so they're pushing everything back. They're pushing everything back. They're pushing everything back. I think, man, I feel like Richard's a pretty smart dude. Can you make mistakes along the way? Of course. But I would be a little bit surprised if the money wasn't clean, if there was more in the works that needed to be cleaned up. I think the SEC is reeling, and I think they're trying to find ways to potentially get a foot in the door. But gosh, it feels like that door is pretty well closed just based on all the other cases that have gone poorly for them. I would be so surprised if it came out and it wasn't something bullish, whether that's dismissed or there's some fine. Like, I would be so surprised if they came out and said, you know, we actually found that there's, you know, he's going to be held liable, or there's going to be some type of litigation or anything that was not in our favor. Of course, it could happen, but geez, there's so many other case law court cases you can look to that didn't go well for him. I don't see why this would be any different.
Yeah.
No.
And also, if you think about it, if I may add to this, you explained it really well, guys. But one more thing I would like to mention is that Richard would never touch that money. You know why? For proud. Because if he would do that, then people would call him a beggar. You know, you're not a successful businessman, you're not an entrepreneur. You just collected some money and now you're living the lavish lifestyle because of that money. You know, like, he wouldn't even allow that to happen, in my opinion. Plus, everything is on a blockchain. You know, like, why would you do that?
Besides tornado cash, you can use something like a mixer and do your thing, right? But then it's still gonna be hard for them to prove anything.
But then he said it before clearly that he was retired. You know, he had okay. If you come from far away, we have a say. You can say whatever you want. You know, the say in Hungary. But still, he had the wealth and everything beforehand. You know, he had having the lifestyle. So blowing that money from the sacrifice or his personal experiences, I can't see that to happen, to be honest with you, because it would risk everything by then. It would be a really dumb move to do it, because then you would allow a surface on you to be attacked. And yeah, I wouldn't risk that. If I'm already made my life and I'm doing this for as a greater achievement in my life, as a purpose, let's say, then I wouldn't allow that to happen to just for a few millions, just to mess everything up. It doesn't make any sense in my opinion.
I agree. If I had to guess, I think it's more likely than not that the funds were clean. I mean, yeah, but the SEC case is a mess, right? I think they alleged that he was defrauding people with money before the raise even started. So, like
The time machine thing.
Yeah. So, they've got to clarify that. They probably have at this point, but I think it's probably more likely than not that the money is clean. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. That's the main thing that I think everything hinges on.
Yep.
And the last thing, right after the sacrifice, he could just walk away, and then he couldn't even be touched ever. And just say, oh, you know what, guys, I changed my mind, or oh, you know what, it's not looking good, whatever. Walk away, and then no one could ever touch him, because sacrifice, like you donated, you sacrificed the money. Never ever, no one ever promised anything to you. But he didn't do that. He stayed. He is still here. So that should be the most bullish thing for everyone, and it's like a reassurance that we have a future, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like it. I agree. In fact, that's why everybody's here, right? Because everyone pretty well agrees with that sentiment. If you didn't, then you sold and left, like plenty of people at this point. And
there's been a lot of those.
Yeah, right.
Good riddance. Go back to your Solana. Go back to your Ethereum. Yeah. And those guys will come back.
Richard's just a smart dude, man. He's just a smart guy. Like, man, and even okay. So I put myself in his shoes, right? Let's say I'm Richard. I think that's silly to assume, but let's pretend that's the case. Even just my knowledge up to this point, I feel like it's so clear. Like, we're right in line with what it should be. There's the initial pump, the blow off top. You chop sideways. Maybe you see some ups and downs, but if you zoom out and you go back to the early Hex days, right, when it started, of course, the chart's different, but similar idea. Pumps initially, dumps off, the time frame shorter, of course, but then off you go. And if you zoom out, you don't see those ups and downs so much, and I feel like that's going to be the same thing here. Of course, we're all zoomed in on the daily, on the 4 hour, because we need to have some data to analyze. We got to stream it. We got to have something to stream about. But if you zoom out, you do the weekly. I mean, like, we're right in line. We're right in line.
You're 120% accurate about that. Ruth has a really good point. When he beats the SEC, man, if there was like an actual, like, if he comes out of this court case and he won against them, like a judgment, holy crap! Can you imagine the rocket? That would be it'd be good advertising. I think you would see that. Yeah, you would see it advertised. I saw, who was it? Gosh, was it Nuclear Herbs? It's got one of the, I think it's like Fox 10. It's one of the Fox News reporter out of New York. He's got her coming to the October court case.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was following that a little bit. I don't know the details of the conversation they're having, but I see he's working on getting some news coverage for the court case in October. That's going to be a fun time, man. I'm excited for that. I'll be out there, guys. I don't know who's going to be out there. I'll be out there for that one. Unfortunately, I got to miss the Bitcoin. I was going to go to the Bitcoin Nashville here coming up. My family's going to be out in Puerto Rico during that time, but I'm planning on the October. So if you guys are out there in October, let's meet up. Let's have coffee. Let's have lunch. We'd love to hang out with you guys. But man, that's going to be wild. Yeah,
that's actually pretty forward thinking. I like the idea. If you could get news coverage out there, that's good marketing. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I got to go back and find the tweet, but like he tagged her and like they're having a conversation. Yeah, it's and she's done other I saw she's done other news on crypto stuff. Like she likes crypto stuff. Like this is like her thing. So it was interesting. Yeah, that would be massive coming out of this, especially if it happened in October. Oh my gosh, that would be just. Oh, it'd be so much fun if we were all out there and like the judge goes in Richard Hart's favor or dismisses or whatever, which I don't think it's the case. I think there's a 60 or 90-day time period where the judge has to decide on this stuff. And I don't even know how that all works. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. If you guys are coming out there, let me know. Let's meet up. I'm definitely got it on my calendar. I've already got it blocked off. I am flying out there. And I like New York anyways. It's a fun state. I love going watching the Broadway shows, man. Those are fun. And I love the food. So go out there for a couple of days and ride the subway around and eat a bunch of good food. Be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be out there too. So we'll have to get together.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. There's a lot of people planning. I know, like even like KDP's flying out there from Australia.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of the bigger guys. I think Crypto 7 might be coming. If you're in the chat, bro, I don't know if you can confirm or not, but there's a lot of bigger names that are going to be out there for this that are flying in. So it'd be fun to meet everybody after this this journey that we've been on for 3-4 years. By the time, we waited 2 years for Paulson to come out, and then we've been in about 3.5 years by the time the court case is there. So it would be fun to meet everybody on this journey that we've been on, and just to kind of actually make this more a human interaction instead of just like everyone on stream and Twitter, and it'll be fun. Create more relationships too with all you guys, man. I want to meet all you guys. This is part of one of the most favorite things I love about crypto and this ecosystem is a community. I've said this many times. Real estate made me friends nationwide, all over the United States, and crypto's made me friends all across the world. I mean, for example, we got Norbert here. He doesn't live in the United States. He lives out in London, and
yeah, come to London, guys. Whenever you have a chance, I'll look after you. I try to organize as many good things as possible. If you wanna come over and experience what we have, pretty similar to New York. But I met one New Yorker before who was in London, and he said, I love your city. It's quite similar to New York, but the difference between New York and London, that London has a soul. And that sentence is just still stick to my brain so much. It was a fantastic comparison. I've never been to New York, but the way how you see movies and things like that, then this is kind of the impression you're getting. Anyway,
been there once. I had a great time, man. I visited the Statue of Liberty. I went out, ate all the pizza joints. I went to Times Square. I saw a Broadway show. All the touristy stuff you do. I had a great time, man. It was an absolute blast, and I was only there for 4 days. And so it'll be good to do a follow-up. It might be a little cold there. New York gets cold. That's the end of October, so keep that in mind. It could be a little bit on the chilly side, guys. It is going to be for us. We're coming from Puerto Rico, so, man, it's going to be cold there for us. That's for sure. Freaking Puerto Rico weather doesn't change, I swear.
But also adding to your previous point about, advertisement and unity, if you look back in our history in crypto, the Pushchain and the Hexicans, when were we the most successful? When we were the most united, when we were the most focused. And right now, my impression is that we kind of falling apart and everyone is wandering around in smaller groups. Some people are buying pictures with fruits on it. Some other people
I have a fruit picture in my portfolio.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, you have a decent sized portfolio, so of course you can afford a couple of fruits here and there. It's not a.
Fruits are good for you.
It's a lot. Fruit is good for you, but
you can't eat meat every day.
But that's true. But would be also good for you is, and good for everyone, if we would come together and be united. And finally, and reorganize ourselves a little bit, because I was trying to explain that to you guys last time. If anyone looking outside with serious money, then this is what they see, that we are not really organized, we're not standing behind enough in our projects. So we cannot sell the, we cannot be a good representation with these actions for future investors if things stays the same as they are right now. It's just everyone is all over the place. Fine, try a little bit of luck here and there. I'm not saying that it would be boring and also useless if you have like 4 tokens in your portfolio and that's it. Call it a day and then like, oh no, these are the best thing and everything else is rubbish. I'm not saying that, but we have to have some sort of more focus about what is a good project out there. The PAGUX team, you said it really well. They are one of the strongest players on our ecosystem, especially because of the UI, the website. It's just ooze quality. If you go on it, everything just works. The colors are in harmony. Everything is just built really, really well. And if you look around, the rest of the things is there's a lot to be desired. To be improved on. I don't want to mention names. Everyone knows which one I'm talking about. Most likely, but there's a lot of room for improvement. And if we want to be successful, we have to get together and we have to see as well. People just look. That's the problem with humankind. People just look. Oh look, this one's going up, man. Yeah, look, this one is funny. Oh look, this is nice. The people has to see. Like what is really important. What has true value. And also, if I may shout out a few people, for example, Warus, or Funding Jim, Gary, or Dolocus Crypto is already out there, But we need more of these guys and you, Corey and Dane, you're doing a fantastic job of representing us for serious players. But we need more of those to reach out bigger communities, people who can speak, people who can represent, people who has some sort of appearance and funny and charming at the same time. There was another guy called, I listened to him so much before, Okra, I think his name was Okra, a guy with a massive beard. It was so cool. Then we have the other guys, Broke Boy Crypto and Evoke. And then I haven't seen, what was his name? Motley. I'm really missing Motley talking about good stuff.
He's around. He's in our
What's going
chat.
on, guys?
What
Hey.
up, finance? Dude, are you still with us?
Mr. FF is here.
Well, you've been just gone for the last, 6 months, 10 months. I mean, I don't blame you. Peacing out for those last 6 months was probably the best move you ever did. But what's going on, bro? Tell us the good word. Wow. You look like you just woke up too.
Yeah, some people they had to get a job.
I get it.
Oh man, didn't want to make a meme coin, so had to.
Yeah,
had to get
us either, man. Us either. We're kind of. I'll participate in some of them, but that's about it. It's about as far as I go. But man, are you still actively involved in the ecosystem? Have you been DCAing? Have you sold out of your bags? Which if you have, is cool. What have you been doing?
So, yeah, I mean, let me just retweet. I'm trying to find your retweet this so I could. Okay, it's been a long time. Yeah, I mean, I have not sold anything.
Okay.
But have I been accumulating? Not as much as I want to. I'll say that because I'm living in New York.
Nobody is accumulating as much as they want to right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What is your thoughts of EHEX and PHEX?
Yeah, right.
You are the cause of all this, man. That's why we are here, because of you.
Piss people off, that's for sure. But it's funny, man. It's so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So
yeah,
good.
that was fun, I guess.
That was quite the ride for you and Johnny, man, there for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did do a stream after that. I think that was the last stream I did. Was right after Richard really came out, and he came out hard.
Yeah.
so that was like the last one I did, and that was fun because like, Hex, I'm just gonna say Hex. I'm not gonna do the whole PX thing, but it got a nice run up to maybe over 2. But like, I'm done rubbing it in. But in any case, it's like kind of lame to rub it in when everything's so down. So
Yeah, you know what you do? You rub it in after we do it 20x. Then you go back.
I'm
Go
done.
back
I'm
and
not
talk
even
shit,
gonna do
right?
it.
And it's a lot of fun because everybody's up on their money and da da da.
Yeah.
It's a different story when when the whole ecosystem has been just decimated.
Yeah, remember we had that debate on like staking and stuff. That was when you guys came on my show.
Yeah,
We're not the biggest advocates of staking ourselves. I mean, we stake. I don't think Dane stakes at all. I stake short term. I do what's called market cycle stakes, but that's about it. And I do have long term stakes, but I'm making like those I got from the HSI auctions back in the day, and I'm not making anything new long term. It's just where our stance is at with it, man.
Hey, I mean, it's hard for me to argue with that right now. Although I still have a lot, all my hex is staked actually, still staking. But I mean, at this current moment, it would have been better if I sold back then and bought it back and then restaked. You could always say that. You could always say that.
Just we're planning, or the market cycle is planning whether we catch the bid or not. Who knows? But like, we should see an altcoin season going into the end of the year. And if you're wanting to sell and take profits, that could be a good time. It could, or it could not. This is never financial advice, guys. I'm just a dude on the internet who speculates on his own money. You can go buy stocks and bonds. That's how Sami always puts it. And but yeah, we should see a nice little. I think we see a run up at the end of the year. Wave 3. If you follow the Elliott waves, that would be the wave 3 in the ecosystem. And so your opportunity, Furu, is not over. It's not over. So
yeah, I would agree with that. And everyone likes to say it's because Richard Hart's like not been streaming, and the SEC and all the people that are building on Pulse Chain and like everything like that. But I mean, to be fair, the rest of the altcoin markets they're not up that most altcoins are not up that much.
No, they're all distributed.
That local top, they're all up like maybe from like their local low, they're all up maybe like, and I mean the ones that are up maybe 1-2x with the exception of like Solana and a few others. But Hex is down, which is disappointing. I would not have thought it would have been like this by now. But it's important to realize like, the rest of the market's not doing too well either.
Yeah, it's just where we're at in the market cycle, man. This is all part of the movie. I say that we're just in a movie and the script has already been written and we're deciding to participate in it or not. You don't have to decide to participate in it, but like that's what we're doing. It's already been written. So it's really, really odd. I do want to comment on this. I'm going to talk a little shit. Hex Monkey, I completely disagree. I would say staking 5555 is the biggest risk. The longer you go, the more risk you're adding because you're betting on Hex being the next Bitcoin or Ethereum, which it could happen. Don't get me wrong, but the risk versus reward there, you're adding way more risk the longer you go out. Way more risk. That's what my opinion is on that.
Man, I'll chime in on that too. The problem I see, and once again, I've got Hex staked as well. I've got some stakes. If I could go back, would I change that? Probably, but that's okay. Anyway, with that being said, I mean, the problem is that you missed the opportunity to take the money or the Hex that you could have sold to make money and compound that and make more money in the real world more quickly, come back with more money in the next bull run, bear market into the bull run, and potentially, 10x maybe on the low end, maybe even more X's to go and buy a big old fat position. And then one other comment, Norbert had said, and we need to come together as a community. I don't disagree with that, but when there's red candles, nobody wants to come together. Period. No one wants to come together, right? When there's green candles, it's exciting, and we all come together and we hug and we fist bump and all that stuff. But when it's red, and nobody's excited. Same thing in business. If business isn't going well, nothing's good. But when business is good, everybody's happy and excited. And normal stuff. And I'm good with it. Honestly, I'm good with it.
Yeah, but hugging is for another day, man. Let's leave the hug for wives and girlfriends. What I was trying to say is that, we need to every small action matters. So when we have a guy with a spooky hair on live show on YouTube saying that this asset class is completely wrong and just forget about it, when millions of or hundred thousands of people are selling it, it's not really a good action to be united. It's not a good thing. But like I said, any small action, like sharing a stream like what we do here today, or commenting good positive actions, like those are the kind of things I'm talking about. And yeah, we have two options. Okay, fine, I understand that when a business is not going well, people are not going to be like, yeah, but let's do it one more time. But then what options do you have? Like you either rebuild yourself or you just sell everything and call it a day and walk away. These are the only two options you have, nothing else. And on that bombshell, let me just go because I have something booked right now. Thank you very much for having me on the show. I wish you all the best. And yeah, let's do it again next week. And all the best, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know. The week after, yeah.
The week after.
The week after. Take care, guys. Take care. Nice to see you back, Furu, man. Do the show again, but don't ask for donations, the top page and stuff like that. You're fully financed. So, you don't ask for donations because you're the finance guy, if I may add that as a finance
yeah. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Take care.
All right, bye.
See you, Norbert.
See ya.
Probably one of my favorite parts is we got Furu back, and we're all talking about the same things that we didn't expect it to be here. We had expected to be higher. We wish it would be higher. I feel like this has, at least the ones that are here, has brought a sense of unity, and that we all want to go and do the same things, and we're all kind of in it together. Seems like the dust has settled. The people that are here, the people that aren't, and we're ready to rock.
Yeah, I can agree with that sentiment, 100%. Doesn't mean there's gonna be some volatility still left in the tank, but for sure, man, I've never been more bullish on this ecosystem than I am right now. So one of the things we talk about, Furu, is like the four things, because you had mentioned RH streaming, the 4 rocket boosters that I say that can send us to the moon. And we don't need all 4, but obviously all 4 would be the biggest catalyst. One, Ethereum ETF, with the inflows coming in, because we know 2 entities that own 318,000 Ethereum that likes to buy our stuff. So that's a massive leverage play right there. So that's one of the rocket boosters. Second, SEC clarity, whether it doesn't have to necessarily win, but some clarity and coming to some kind of resolution would be absolutely bullish, I think, regardless in our ecosystem. So that's the rocket booster number 2. Number 3 is RH streaming again. I do believe him coming out streaming would the community needs leadership. If you look any kind of organizations in life, there's always leaders. You look in companies, you have a CEO. It doesn't mean that that the leadership is a necessity. We could probably do without it, but if you really want that just massive green candles and he could really propel us to the moon, him streaming would be huge. And then 4, man, is privacy on Pulse Chain. I don't know, you've been kind of out of the loop. I don't know if you noticed or if you heard, they're testing and building out privacy pools on PulseX on testnet v4. This is massive. This is absolutely massive. We'd be the first EVM chain with privacy. So finally, we'd be first to the party with something. We're not just an EVM fork anymore. We are EVM that has privacy like Monero. It would be absolutely crazy for the whales for them to come over here without people tracking their wallets. Whales are just people. They don't want their wallets tracked, right? They don't want people front running them all the time. And that's an issue. And we have all the bells and whistles Ethereum has, plus we have privacy. I think that's massive, man. And that could be a really good use case for finding first to the party with something. I would love that. And so those are my 4. Obviously, we got an ETH ETF coming right now. That's in the works, even though Ethereum isn't really reflecting it yet, but it will. It will. And, towards the end of the year, we'll kind of just see how all these other things start firing off. But those are my 4 rocket thrusters to the moon, bro.
Can I ask a question real quick? Quick
Yeah.
question, more directed to Furu. Just out of pure curiosity. Obviously, you and Johnny Chaos, once upon a time, it may be still accurate. Big hex people, hexkins, and I'm not very different than that. But where we are now, has your sentiment changed? Still hyper bullish on hex, looking to do other things as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I still think it's going to do very well. Yeah, I am very bullish on it. Yeah, for the same reasons that I was before. But sorry for the background noise.
You're good.
Good deal. And are there other things also within the Porsche ecosystem that you're also leaning towards, or is Hex the first runner? You know, that's your horse, if you will, that you're going to ride.
Yeah, I mean, I have the most in Hex, and then obviously Pulse and Pulse X.
No ink?
Huh?
You don't have any ink?
No.
Don't sleep on it, bro. Don't sleep on it. I'm telling you, that is, man, it is a runner, and the market's already kind of shown that it likes it. It doesn't mean it's good. Like past performance, what's that saying? Past performance, does that mean future performance?
Yeah.
What I'm not saying is. But at the same time, I do want to look at past performance too. Like you want to look at both, right? And it's like, man, I'm like, man, the market, it likes ink, man. And yeah, it's just, you know.
I did call the top on the day after. If you look at my tweets, I think it was the day after the top, I said, I didn't call the top. I'm like, I'm not buying this ink thing. And it,
good. Well, now, man, I mean, we're 80% down from the local top, 80 or 85% down from the local top. It's like, it's even more if you're going to count the all-time top, which I don't count that because that was like big FOMO right after we launched, going up to $80. But yeah, I mean, 80, 85%, you know, somebody were to think about they were wanting some exposure here, they could. I'll tell you, I did a DCA yesterday into it. But you know, that's still one of my the ones I like. Yeah. But I own all 4 assets. I have a pretty well diversified portfolio over all 4. Because I don't want to try to guess. Like I don't want to guess it, man. Like because I don't want to be. I'm not here to be right or wrong. I'm here to freaking make money. So it's like I don't want to try to guess. Like, bro, I even own a little bit of EHEX.
No comment. I do too, by the way. Yeah, so to be fair.
Oh, okay. I
have stakes before the 4.
My lottery play. I think we're going to get a nice 7X up to the Bank X sell wall, and I'm going to swap it all over into PX when it happens.
Yeah, and like that's like what everyone's thinking. So like I can't imagine. Yeah, it's just like everyone's thinking like, oh, once it goes up, I'll trade it. And
you got to front run it some. You can't wait for the whole 7X move. You got to like. Maybe a 4X, you start freaking selling that shit out.
Yeah, maybe you and Sami will be making money.
Yeah, Sami makes that market, man. He does. It's yeah. Furu's a good dude. Yeah, we like Furu. We do like
Thank
Furu.
You. Appreciate it.
Glad to see you back, man. I would love to see you coming back to. Thank you. I appreciate it. As above, so below. I would love to see you come back streaming again, man. I mean, you had a following, you had a community. You could kind of fire that back up a little bit and kind of beat the drum. What are your thoughts? You thinking about doing that anytime soon?
Yeah, today.
Oh, are you? Besides this?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, man. I'll tune in, man. I'll watch you.
Yeah, I don't want to come on and just like make it about that, but yeah, I'm doing something today, and then I saw you guys have the open.
What time? No, chill it, dude. Freaking
it's at
chill
4.
it.
It's at 4 p.m.
EST.
I'm still in New York.
Guys, in 3 hours, a little under 3 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours and 55 minutes. Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. We do have an event going on at that time, me and Dane do, but I'll still try to tune in if I can.
Appreciate it. The replay's always there too.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, one of the things, guys, that bothers me about crypto most is you get these guys streaming and they say, I'm this, and then next time it's another thing, and that's another thing. So mad respect, Furu. Still riding with the Hex. You said it was Hex before. It's still Hex, man. That's respect, honestly. Love that.
Yeah,
Ride with the horse that you like. And we'll support you.
Appreciate it. Hi, Crypto Sloth.
Dude, we have the myth, the man, the legend. Like, why are we getting blessed today with your big brain? Dude, we're a bunch of peanut brains up here, bro. This is peanut brain. This is peanut brain hour, not big brain hour.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not true. He's being modest. He's done
he
well.
is being modest. But as you guys know, I'm a dentist, and us dentists, we don't work on Fridays, so I'm actually able to come hang out.
You're a cryptocurrency investor, full-time cryptocurrency investor, part-time dentist.
Yep. I just use the dentistry to bolster my bags. That's all. That's all it is.
It's a leverage play. 3 years of dental school and residency. It's a
yeah, just to buy crypto. That's all. That's all it was
for. After 2026, dude, he's not gonna be a dentist no more.
Some people like it, you know. I mean, what are you supposed to do all day? Like, if you're done, I mean,
have you seen Sloth work? Like, he's one of the biggest brains I know, probably in our ecosystem.
Yeah, no, he does all that. But I'll say, I mean, I don't plan on retiring. I mean, I work now and I like my job, and I think the only way to really stay in the long run is to work. And if you look at all the people that retired, they're all in a very desperate position because they upped their lifestyle. And their bags obviously didn't keep up with it. In fact, it had a negative correlation to like their lifestyle going up, and now they can't self-sustain. So even though they have a lot of T-shares, they can't pay their mortgage, and
T-share is the bear market hedge, man.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd imagine Sloth is probably would want to work for the next 10, 15 years, but I don't know.
Corey, I can just come to Puerto Rico, be the resident Hexaco dentist, man.
Come on down, bro. Around the island, we'll have a great time. You can meet all the Mexicans here. It's Dane's coming back here in about a month. We can hang out, man, and dude, it's great out here. We love it.
Definitely owed a trip down there, so.
We love it down here, man.
I'll be scouting some real estate. You guys can help me out to set up the practice.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can help you with that, man. Plus, I mean, I don't like paying taxes, bro. That's just that's my thing. I don't like it. So this is what I do to make sure I avoid. Yep. Even on business, like we have our business and we're running money through the business. Like you only pay a 4% flat on a business tax. That's it. And then of course your capital gains is zero. Like, dude, and you get to live on a tropical island. Like, if you had asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, man, I would have loved to said, "Oh, I want to live on a tropical island, get rich, and not pay taxes." Like, what the heck? Like, dude, this is like the dream, man. Like, this is it, dude. It's great. It's great.
But yeah. Finally have a little bit of green on the chart. It's kind of crazy. It's not a lot, but it's
not why you're green. Bro, I haven't seen you stream either, man. What's up with you? Yeah. I haven't seen nothing coming from you. I haven't seen no big brain streams lately, bro. What's up with that?
Yet. It's just we're marinating, man. We're just marinating. Waiting for the next big thing to talk about.
What do you think of Fame 2.0?
Oh yeah, I just saw the tweet. I mean, that sounds great. Expanding the asset set, a different PHLP pool. The biggest problem Fame has had is that it just doesn't have enough liquidity for people to take the positions that they want. So 80% of the time I go to look at positions, especially long positions, all the coins are being used. And so there's not any
Same here. Yeah, you can't do anything with it. And same on fiat too, man. I had the same problem. I wanted to go open up a position in Pulse X, and I couldn't. I was like, all right, well, if nobody can use the thing, then how's the coin holders who stake, who make the revenue share, how are they supposed to ever get anything out of it? And that's what's going to keep the coin supported. It just all trickles down.
The utility coin play won't really pay out until more massive adoption on Pulse Chain. We get more high volume utilization from new retail investors, because the what's the word I'm looking for? The population or the user base of Pulse Chain right now probably isn't enough to get the fees that make the utility of those tokens worth it. from an income perspective quite yet, but like it's an investment in the infrastructure that could pay out in the future. That's what it is. Like I really would not in the long run, if you believe these are going to be the blue chip namestay protocols that people go to for leverage and collateralized loans, which the code is the ones that are used on Ethereum. So like if it's the same code on Pulse Chain, it's going to be more trusted as people start to move over. But it just takes a longer vision, and you just have to expect them to go down in DCA over time. If you aren't okay with that, I would not be investing in the utility tokens. What's up, Frank? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Slav. Hey, Furo. Hey, everybody. What's up?
Coming in at the last few minutes of the show, winding down the show hour here. How you been, man? What's going on with you?
Doing good. I just got done doing some stuff, and then I saw you guys around. I figured you were at the end of the tail end. So, hey, nice to see everybody. And, I don't know. Have you shared, has anybody shared about the Nope airdrop?
The Nope airdrop?
So from what I understand, there's going to be an airdrop for Nope token holders. You have to own 100,000 Nope tokens.
I do.
4 coins that are going to be airdropped. So one is, I'm pretty sure I can share this.
Yeah, I mean.
So one is stacked Italian. Okay, and then the other. Yeah, and Fibonacci.
I've heard of that one.
Well, and it's also the Fibonacci. It's a good token name.
It
Fibonacci, is. Hold on, I'm gonna remember it here. Let me look. I'll just look up here. Talk amongst yourselves for a second here.
I mean, if I'm going to get airdropped a bunch of meme coins here in the bottom of the market where RH tickers are down 85, 95%, I know what I'm going to be doing with them. Hey, not financial advice, guys. I'm just saying, I like to speculate on my money. That's how I'm going to speculate on it. So
I figured it was good news, and
it is good news.
Look at all the coins that were dropped or that came out, like Teddy Bear and a Trophy and all those at the first bottom of Hex or of Pulse. These could do pretty well because they're basically launching at the bottom as well. So
sure.
So yeah. So
but I hold Nope, and like for me, that's enough exposure. I love Randy Hilarski, man. He's one of my favorite dudes in the ecosystem. I love his streams when he was streaming. He's not streaming anymore. But man, he's a solid dude, it has been very beneficial financially to be part of this ecosystem. I'll say that. It has been absolutely amazing to be part of his ecosystem. And so I'll continue participating in his ecosystem, and I'll continue holding Nope. But if I get random airdrops that are just more meme coins, I don't know, man. I'm so laser focused right now on the blue chips. Like I want to be just zoned in on these things that I really feel that are going to do amazing over the next few months. So
yeah.
Look at that W on the Nope chart. That's kind of nice. So you got the W there. It's in value to buy right now. To get 100,000 tokens, it's only about a little over $300 right now. So, yeah, if you did want to go qualify, we don't give any financial advice here. You got a W. It looks like it's trying to run out of there. So it may be a good time to buy it. And it's cheap if you only need $300 worth to get an airdrop. There's a swing you could take.
I agree with this sentiment. Like, I hear Axis making a new coin. Like at this point, I just don't give a shit no more. Like I'm like, you guys just make all your coins. I don't care. I'm not gonna go chase all this shit. Like right now, I'm only focusing on RH assets. Not that I'm not against meme coins. I have some in my portfolio. I own HOA. I own a lot of Solid X. I own Nope. I own Dick with Butt. But like every other day, someone's launching a freaking new stupid meme coin. I just can't keep up. So I'm like done. And I need to be laser focused where the biggest opportunities at. And for me, it's the RH assets. So I do like Nope. Don't get me wrong. I love Randy Hilarski, and that is a beautiful price chart. Like Dane pointed out, that's what we want to see as far as price. before it takes off. And that could be this catalyst, Frank, why it pushes that chart to the moon is because of these airdrops.
Yeah, you never know. SoundX is the other one. So it's SoundX, Fibonacci, Stacked, and Saturno. So
and let me guess, they're all pairing liquidity with Solid X.
I bet it's probably some type of Atropa, like a framework fabric.
Everybody who launches something wants to be on Solid X's D now. Like, let's just go pair it with Solid X because he's gonna pump it to the moon. Like, man, if I was Solid X, if I was freaking Tiago and everybody was pairing their liquidity with me, I'd be like, F you guys, I ain't pumping shit.
Hey, I bought more Solid X today or yesterday too.
I bought Solid X too, man.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I took profits on another coin, and I rotated those profits into Solid X.
Yeah, I think it. Hey, it's Paul Six. I think people subconsciously, when Solid X did its thing there for a while and it pumped their bags, I think people were kind of, I don't want to say embarrassed, but it really caught up with some of the other things in our portfolio, and it was in a short period of time. I was like,
my biggest holding, bro.
Yeah.
It surpassed my Pulse holding. That's my biggest of the blue chips, and it surpassed it. I was like, does that mean I'm overexposed?
No, you know what it means? It means you've been in this for a long time. Dollar cost averaging. It means exactly what it means. You just caught it at the right time, and you've been dollar cost averaging, working your tail off, putting more money into, Pulse Chain and Pulse X, and this is just how it played out. That's how I look at it. There's no mystery.
I will say one thing about the people pairing their new tokens with Solid X. If my suspicions are correct, a lot of these people are in the no permissions group and got a decent amount of Solid X in the airdrop and have been purchasing it and stuff. And if that's one of their biggest holdings, it actually makes sense for them to pair it with Solid X because that's the coin they can support their ecosystem with the most effectively. So if they have plans to support their own token in terms of defending price levels, pairing liquidity, et cetera, it makes sense to use the token that you have the most money in, and without making it so that when people sell, they're selling into Pulse. So they're not taking your Pulse, they're taking your Solid X instead. So they're not hurting their Solid X bag necessarily by doing it. So there are some advantages without assuming Tiago's going to pump it. But of course, probably never hurts to dream that maybe a whale will pump my thing to the moon.
And
whales pump everybody's bags in every.
Yeah,
so
that's what we need. Right.
I don't want to overgeneralize it, but
What's up, Paul Sachs? How you doing, man? What's the good word today? Coming in at the top of the hour too,
right?
Man.
Making the top. Just remember these meme coins, and you're pairing it with Solid X. It's leverage to oh my god, it's inception leverage at this point. It's so many degrees out. So
exactly.
Play risk with $10, $100, but don't be like, hey, I'm gonna be a Poseidon in this shit.
Right.
The snapshots tomorrow, I think, Saturday. So.
Oh my gosh, that's why Dane got off because he's over there buying Nope token right now because he's trying to get his airdrop. I don't know if I don't know. I'm making that up. Oh man, I already own Nope. I've been part of Randy's group for quite a while, and I have not cheated my Nope bags. I took a little profit on part of my Nope, but that was about it. I still have the majority of 80% of it, and so. Yeah, that's cool. We'll see what happens. When is the airdrop, Frank? So the snapshots tomorrow. When is the anticipated airdrop?
Good question. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that yet. I just let's see. Tomorrow, 12. I think it is tomorrow. But double check whoever is listening. Just double check and.
Yeah, you can go in the no permissions TG and find out what's going on there.
Yeah. So, well, it's what else is funny? It's for me, I counted, and this isn't counting airdrop, or this is counting airdrops and stuff ever since we got it, because we've gotten a lot of airdrops from Hex and, being in Hex, many. And I think I counted 56. Now I have 60 tokens in the Pulse Chain ecosystem. just like, I mean, all of a sudden, just like that.
It's too much.
It's too many, and it's not like I have a lot in all 60 of those, right? But if you're on the tail end of a lot of them, and hey, even I just know from last cycle that even if you just threw a few $100 into some tokens, you could make 50 or 100 grand off something. So it's like, you have your main bags that you have conviction in, and then you have these other bags that are just, I've just been kind of having fun with them, just keeping myself, fit in the bottom of this. Even though people are saying it's not a bear market, we're in a bear market in the Pulse Chain community.
Bear market and altcoins, all of altcoins is the bear market.
Yeah. So, but it keeps you nice and fit. Just buying stuff, you learn a lot from the tokens you buy, and some of them you might go really deep on, and others you may not. So,
yeah, no. Well, cool, guys. I'm going to wind it down. I'm going to grab some lunch. I got a meeting in 40 minutes. Guys, go watch Furu. He's going to be on today at 4 p.m. His return to streaming. We appreciate your service there, sir.
I'm digging the hairstyle. I'm digging the hair.
Oh, it's just morning hair.
You just woke up.
This is not like a hairstyle. This is like bad hair. Wake up hair.
You guys poke enough at Slop, maybe he'll start streaming again. I don't know. He's trying to be a dentist. I tell him all the time, he's a cryptocurrency investor. That's what he is. That's what his identity really is. He's just, so you guys poke him a little bit. And we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. And go out and touch some grass this weekend. I won't be here this coming up week. I don't know if Dane will be hopping in or not. Don't expect it. He might. And if not, we'll be returning the week after. Even though the week after, I'm going to be part-time. Because my family's still here, but we'll just be back on the main island. And then we're still doing things around the main island, but I'll be part-time streaming and part-time doing whatever. So still touching some grass, I guess. Guys, pump the chart while I'm gone. Can you do that? Can you guys pump the chart to the moon while I'm gone? That'd be cool to come back and we're like up a 5x. Like the RH cores. That would be so cool, man. That would be awesome. But
can I? Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah,
in crypto, green candles are like consecutive wins in sports. Everybody will love you when you're winning. When there's a lot of green candles, you feel good. You feel good about your team you're on. So, just I don't know where I was going with that, but
community, Frank. That's what you're going with that. Community, and we have the best
wins
community in crypto. That is
I'll finish your thought, Frank. The finishing of the thought is we're all talking about different products on Pulse Chain, but Pulse Chain, no doubt, is the biggest freaking opportunity. And holy crap, what an opportunity to put a couple hundred, a couple thousand, maybe more than that, and for it to go and change your life forever. So, man, I'm with you. I like this. The string of wins is going to bring back everybody else. And do not sleep on Pulse Chain being way down as far as the usage, the amount of users. It's going to come right back.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, and big shout out to Corey and Dane for, streaming consistently throughout this.
We appreciate it. We try. We're not always around, but yeah, we try to get on here, and it helps us keep faith, right? Like checking in with you guys helps me. Like, oh yeah, everyone's still here. Everyone still believes. Nothing has changed. Like it helps us instill confidence in us too. So it's you guys who really make the show. By the way, smash the likes.
Yeah,
come on,
guys,
smash them and hit the bell notification. Like. Help us. Help the algorithm, man. Help the algorithm. Let's boost us up on YouTube some. Get us some more subscribers. That way we can keep breaking down the narratives all throughout this cycle and bring the good word of crypto to you guys. So, guys, on that note, peace. We love you.
Peace. See you guys.